Hello and welcome to another episode of Citadel Guard Adventures. This is Beriathan of the Citadel Guard of Gondor, and we are back in Hytbold. And since we have already completed all quests for aiding the Eastemnet, we can start rebuilding town. You might notice that we are still not kindred with the factions in Rohan, but that also has a quick fix, and that is this one. It is tokens that you can exchange for reputation. So let us go with Men of the Wold. And this is taking a long time. Okay, this is the last one. There you go. Kindred with the Wold. So here we have the deed, title, and 20 LOTRO points. You have reached kindred status with the Men of the Wold. That's right. 20 LOTRO points. Now let us continue with the Men of the Norcrofts. Alright, so here we are as well. Kindred to the Norcrofts. The title, you have reached kindred status with the Men of the Norcrofts. And 20 LOTRO points. Now let us go with the Entwash Vale. Perfect. So here we go. Kindred to the Entwash Vale. The title, 20 LOTRO points. You have reached kindred status with the Men of the Entwash Vale. 20 LOTRO points. And now finally the Men of the Sutcrofts. And here we go. Kindred to the Sutcrofts. 20 LOTRO points. The title, you have reached kindred status with the Men of the Sutcrofts. That's it. And so this means that we can now fully rebuild the entire town of Hytbold. And so I'm still not sure how we're gonna spend this episode, if we're just gonna focus on the rebuilding or if we can push this up somewhere else, because I would like you to be able to see some of the changes that this rebuild brings to the table. So for example, here we have the meat hole. So we had the meat hole from the outside. This is the meat hole from the inside. Here we have what we have rebuilt of the tables. Here on the outside and over there, you might remember the first time we were here, we were checking well, this place, of course, which is the smithy and the study, which is obviously not looking good. But, well, on one hand, I would like for you to be able to see some of these changes, but on the other, I realize that having all these changes shown on camera might take a long while, because there are a lot of things to do. So let's just focus on showing the major changes, if you will. Let us begin. Lighting and fences revealed.
Depends upon our strength. Will you aid us?
The stone walls have been smashed by the orcs, and all of the torches and lanterns lining the roads have been destroyed. At night, the town is dark, and it is difficult to believe that an orc is not hiding in the shadows. Rebuilding the roadways will go far to help the inhabitants feel safe and secure.
What business have you with the Rohan?
Okay. Hytbold is one step closer to being rebuilt and restored. I'm not exactly sure what did we do with this. I thought it was gonna be something more noticeable. But we have this lighting and fences. the Armory revealed.
Rohirrim have need of your services.
We can have many defenders standing in the towers and behind the walls of Hytbold, and a smith is set up to craft the finest of weapons. But if we do not have an armory to store and keep the weapons, shields and armor, primed and ready for battle, then it does not matter how many defenders we have. We must get the armory rebuilt and ready to store our equipment.
What brings you to these lands?
Here we go, and here we have, of course, the title, the deed for the armory. Let us reveal the library. Knowledge is power, and the warrior that studies the battles of the past and the tendencies of his enemy greatly increases his chances of winning the battle. There is a small building in the back of town that, if rebuilt, can outfit as a library and filled with books and scrolls that will allow our Rohirrim to gain the edge in battle. We're gonna do that.
Mission is dire.
And of course, the deed for the library. I think automatically lead to the quest tracker. Let us do this just for this episode so that we don't keep on reopening the deed log.
On our strength.
Most of a town is made of wood. It is a quick material to build with and make strong structures. We have to be watchful for fire, but if we build with stone, it would be 10 years before we finished. In order to get the wood we need cut into boards, we need to repair the lumber mill.
What business have you with the Rohirrim?
Oh, here we are. The deed for the lumber mill. The meat hall outdoor enhancement. Let us see. The meat hall is revealed, but there is much to do in order to bring it to its full glory. There are many upgrades and enhancements we can make to the exterior appearance and landscaping surrounding the hall. These small but important touches help to make a town feel unique and make it a home for its inhabitants. So I think we will be able to fully appreciate what these exterior enhancements are about. Ah, okay, you see, so like this kind of decoration, the benches. Okay, outfitting all this. And we have, of course, the deed for the outdoor enhancements.
Our success depends upon our strength.
The meat hall is revealed, but there is much to do in order to bring it to its full glory. There are many upgrades and enhancements we can make to the superior total. Yeah, the same exact same text. So we're not gonna linger too much on it.
Have you with the Rohirrim?
The meat hall interior enhancements.
We need your aid.
The meat hall is the central meeting place of the town, where all come together for feasts and parties in the good times, and where they gather and lock the doors to defend themselves in times of battle. There is much to add to bring life, warmth, and the history of Rohan to the interior of ours.
What brings you to these lands?
So, no, but yeah, I got the deed for the interior enhancements. Let us just check that really quick. I don't notice too much of a difference, to be honest with you. But I never had too much of an eye for detail. But anyway, let us continue. There is plenty of stuff for us to rebuild in here.
Rohirrim.
The interior enhancements number 2, so once again the same text.
Will you aid the horse lords?
Meat hall inhabitants.
Our success depends upon our strength.
A meat hall is nothing but a stacked pile of wood unless there are people living near and able to use it. With all the upgrades that have been made, we have a meat hall that the Rohirrim would be proud to call their own. If we send out a call, many will answer.
Our mission is dire.
Okay, we have a meat hall inhabitants. Let us do the second one
Need of your services.
as well.
What brings you to these lands?
I'm not sure exactly which quest will bring which NPCs in here, but you can see we have a supplier, we have a provisioner, a healer, and there are some Rohirrim as well, the barber and the bard, which was really important on Helm's Deep days, but not so much now. Anyway, let us continue, because this town now it's starting to look like an actual town. The palisade.
We will need your aid.
The palisade may stand, but the timbers are burnt and ready to follow the slightest touch. It would be better if they were not there at all, for they provide naught but false security. We need to replace the walls section by section, piece by piece. Will we be able to see these changes here? No, I didn't see it. The palisade, 1 of 8, yeah. The smithy.
Rohirrim will need your aid.
We can only rely on the rest of the Eastemnet to supply us with arms and armor for so long. If we are to survive and defend ourselves against an assault, we must be able to build our own weapons. A building in the north of town will make a good smithy if we can get it rebuilt and upgraded.
What business have you with the Rohirrim?
So here we have the smithy, and I would actually like to take a look at the smithy, the library, and the armory that we have rebuilt. In here, of course, we still won't be able to, well, to see it in full, but you can see here it starts getting in shape. This is the armory, the study. Oh, come on. Stop it, rubber banding. Get off the horse then. And the blacksmith. Can find out. I think that is for the crafting instances that you unlock as soon as you have finished rebuilding all of that. And well, the crafting instances are a great source of all sorts of materials, but I don't think we're gonna linger too much on that. Townsfolk.
Will you aid the Rohirrim?
A town is just a collection of buildings until there are people living there that call it home. Men, women and children walking through the streets, going to work, laughing and dancing, living their lives. Without that, this place is not but boards stacked up in piles.
What brings you to these lands?
Do we get... I don't know exactly what the townsfolk here
Will need your
implies. Maybe on the district,
business have you with
but we'll need to check that later. So, okay, well, here we have a Rohirrim. So yeah, people are starting to come into Hytbold, and things are starting to look great for town. Here we have some more Rohirrim. So now I think we're gonna go to the Wold district and work on that. So here we have the Wold district. First, the ally quest. Oh my god.
the Rohirrim will need your aid.
The armor is rebuilt, but now it must be prepared to hold our armor. We also must get it ready for the workers who will sharpen and repair our weapons. There is much to do in order to get the armory fully stocked and ready to defend us when the next assault comes.
Will you aid the Horse Lords?
The East Gate
Success
rebuilt,
depends upon
okay.
our strength.
Hytbold only has 2 gates, one in the east and one in the west. Both of the gates still stand, but the timbers are burnt out and would not hold against any concerted assault. The east gate must be replaced and rebuilt if we are to have any security. And count on it.
What business have you with the Rohirrim?
We have the east gate dit. Let us continue. The lumber mill.
Rohirrim have need of your services.
The lumber mill has been rebuilt, but there is much to do to get it fully functional and have it look like it belongs within our town. Bunks for the residents, crates and barrels for storage, and tools for the workers are all things that need to be added for the mill to begin full production.
What brings you to these lands?
Okay.
Our success depends upon our strength.
Another lumber mill enhancement. I think we can check the lumber mill really quick. You can see that there on the horizon. Of course, this is the lumber mill. And this is the Entwash Vale district. But more importantly, well, here is what we had. So I would assume the lumber mill would only, well, the first upgrade, well, rebuilding the lumber mill would only have us rebuild this building, and then with the upgrades we start adding these Hytbold and commodities. But there's still a long way to go before this is ready. Let us go back to Ozek in the Wold district. I'm actually thinking this may be a little bit of back and forth, but going in the order in which we first came to each zone of Rohan. So we begin with a Wold, and then we'll proceed with the Norcrofts, but let us finish in here.
The Rohirrim will need your aid.
Okay, here we have the Mythhole Enhancements 3. I think it's the same text as before, so we're not gonna
Is dire.
bother too much with it. The Mythhole Interior Enhancements 3.
The Rohirrim.
Yeah, it seems to be the exact same
Our
text.
mission is dire.
So we're gonna focus on just rebuilding this as fast as we can. Interior Enhancements.
Our mission is dire.
The Mythhole Inhabitants.
Our success depends upon our strength. Will you aid us? Will you aid the Horse Lords? The Rohirrim will need your aid.
The palisade may stand, but the timbers are burnt and ready to fall at the slightest touch. It would be better if they were not there at all, for they provide naught but false security. We need to replace the wall section by section, piece by piece. Yeah, we had already read that.
Will you aid the Lords?
The palisade.
Aid the Rohirrim.
Ah, the palisade. Here, this one. So it seems this rebuilds section by section the different parts of the palisade.
Rohirrim.
It's a shame that we weren't able to see some of them, but now you know what it's referring to: a superior forge.
Need of your services.
A true smith will tell you that the forge is nearly as important as the smith working it. If we are to make the highest and best quality weapons and armor, we need a superior forge for the craftsmen to work with.
What brings you to these lands? The Rohirrim will need your aid.
Hytbold only has 2 gates, one in the east and one in the west. Both of the gates still stand, but the timbers are burnt out and would not hold against any concerted assault. The west gate must be replaced and rebuilt if we're to have any security, yeah.
Our mission is dire.
So we have here the deed for the west gate as well. Here we're gonna... something that we can check. The Tower of the Wold.
Aid the Rohirrim.
The towers stand, but I do not trust them. Wood does not burn like this town did and still hold weight. If we repair them, we gain the ability to see when the enemy is coming and have our archers be able to loose upon them as they crash against our palisades. So let us take a look here at this tower being rebuilt.
What brings you to these lands?
There you go, looks totally different. And we have, of course, the deed for that tower.
Need of your services.
There are many across the world who have been left homeless by the constant raids and assaults. These people have valuable skills and would be a good addition to our developing town. Not to mention they need a new place to call home, and we do not leave our countrymen behind. We should begin to set up and prepare some tents to provide these people a place to live. And the tents, where are they located exactly?
Our mission is dire.
Here? No. Where are the tents? Ah, okay. I thought this was gonna be some houses, but well, here we have it. Tents of the Wold. And we have enhancements for it. While a tent is not a house, there are still some things that can be done to add some comfort and turn it into a home. Beds, tables, campfires, and stools are among the things that we can add to help return a semblance of normalcy to people's lives. So let us see what this does.
The Horse Lords.
Oh, really nice. Some banners as well.
The Rohirrim will need your aid.
And the
Our mission is dire.
enhancements too. Oh, some barricades and all.
Our success depends upon our strength.
And now we have the inhabitants,
Aid
of
us.
course. The tents have been fully prepared and made ready for the people of the world to come and join your town as inhabitants and not just visitors. They will add a breath of fresh air and new life to Hytbold. Those coming are of a varied sort: women, children, warriors, and craftsmen. All have been displaced by the enemy, and all will now call this place home. We can check this really quick.
You with the Rohirrim.
Okay, and there you see some of the inhabitants, it seems. So we completed Wold Tent, and that gave us as well a new deed. We need to complete the tents on each of all those districts. Here we have it. So sadly there are no better rewards for this than just getting the deeds done. Cottage of the Wold rebuild. Yeah, that's what I was talking about, but let us do the tower enhancements first.
Our success depends upon our strength.
While the wood is now solid, there is much yet to do before we can put archers on the tower and have it ready to defend the village. While banners may sound trifling, they send a message to the enemy that we have returned and will stand strong against anything they have to throw against us. There is also much to do to allow for the archers to man the tower itself. I would like to see what this does exactly.
What brings you to these lands?
Okay, it adds this barricade to the entrance, alright.
Rohirrim will need your aid.
Now what else? The second part will add
Mission is dire.
the banners. Great. And finally,
Upon our strength. Will you aid us?
the last question here would add what? The archers?
To these lands.
I would assume it would add the archers. Oh well, this gear on top. But well, we completed the... I know, we still have not completed the tower. No, we can now call the archers to the tower.
Our success depends upon our strength.
The tower is now ready. The wooden structure is solid, the top is well stocked for the men who will guard us, and our banners fly high above the town. It is time to send out a call for trained archers to come, make Hytbold their home, and defend us from the enemy.
Our mission is dire.
We completed the Tower of the Wold, and we also have the deed for the towers now, on all 4 districts. There you can see some of the Rohirrim that have come. We can finish building the Wold district now. Cottage of the Wold.
Will you aid the Rohirrim?
If we are to bring people here and turn this into a true town of Rohan, they must have suitable places to call home and to live. Much of the town was burned, including the houses and cottages, during the raid. Getting the base woodwork replaced and repaired is a good starting point. So we are about to see this coming to place. Yeah, just scared me there for a moment.
What business have you?
I'd make sure I have enough tokens to do all this. Okay, here we have the cottage. Alright. So let us go with enhancements.
Need of your services.
There are many things that must be done to prepare a wooden structure and turn it into something that could be a home one day. Beds, tables, chairs, dressers, lanterns, flowers, plateware. All of the things that one needs to live a happy and fulfilling life will need to be brought in and added before we can expect someone to be ready to move in.
Our mission is dire.
Alright, some flowers, that's great. Yeah,
The Rohirrim will need your aid.
bring some life to this place.
Our mission is dire.
I don't know what that did exactly, those enhancements too, I didn't see any difference.
Will you aid the Rohirrim?
And the enhancements 3, what will this do?
Brings you to these lands.
I'm not seeing any difference. Let's bring the inhabitant.
Our success depends upon our strength. Will you
Maybe all that was made on the inside. All of the comforts one could desire have been added, and this place is ready to be transformed into a home. There are many in Rohan who do not have a place to call their own. At least some of them will soon come here and join Hytbold.
Our mission is dire.
So we have now completed the Cottage of the Wold, and we have the deed for the houses. So that does mean there is people inside this cottage now? Yeah. So I guess the enhancements 2 and 3 are for the inside of this place. And that's why we cannot see any difference from the outside, of course. But well, we have that completed now. House of the Wold.
The Rohirrim have need of your services.
If we are to bring people here and turn this into a true town of Rohan, they must have a suitable places to call home and to live. Getting the base woodwork. Okay, yeah. We already know this as well.
Will you aid the Horse Lords?
Alright, so there we have the House of the Wold.
The Rohirrim
So-
will need your aid.
Enhancements 1.
What business have you with the Rohirrim?
Oh yeah. This is looking really good so far. Enhancements 2.
This depends upon our strength. Will you aid us?
So once again, I would expect this to add enhancements to the interior. We can check this. really quick. Yeah, you can see some things already inside, but of course we're still missing some.
Will you aid the Rohirrim?
Houses of the Wold.
Our mission is done.
Perfect. Now we can bring the inhabitants to the Houses of the Wold.
What brings you to these lands?
And we have completed that bit as well, and that means we should be able to see a difference inside. Yeah, much more different. So there we have the Houses of the Wold. What else have we here with Hargar? Townsfolk.
The Rohirrim will need your aid.
Okay, we already know this text as well.
What business have you with the Rohirrim?
Alright, do you see this Rohirrim appear after completing the quest for the training with the dummy? That's great. Lighting and fences.
Rohirrim have need of your services.
The stone walls have been smashed by the orcs and all of the torches and light. Yeah. Yeah, we already know this too.
Will you aid the horse lords?
Yeah, oh, there you can see a difference. And oh my god, this looks so much better already.
Rohirrim have need of your...
Lighting and fences revealed number 3.
Our mission is dire.
Where is this going to add a difference, I wonder? I cannot tell, but okay. Here we have completed all the quests for the Wold district. We already can see a difference in here. Maybe if we come... okay, you can also see some difference here from the palisade and some of these fences. Not all of them though, but looking good so far. Now I'm trying to find a good place to get one last view of the Wold district, fully rebuilt now. You know, I think I can get those kind of pictures later, but looking really nice. Yeah, that's it. So let us go now to the Norcrofts district, which I reckon shouldn't be that far. Is it this one? Yeah. So one second, let us begin with the ally quest. Norcrofts. Well, let us do the enhancements first.
The Rohirrim have need of your services.
The armory is revealed, but now it must be prepared to hold our armor. We also must get it ready for the workers who will sharpen and repair our weapons. There is much to do in order to get the armory fully stocked and ready to defend us when the next assault comes.
What brings you to these lands?
Those enhancements are not visible from here, but the East Gate, okay.
Have need of your services.
The East Gate has been rebuilt and now stands firmly, but there is much to do to finish it. Banners, flags, shields, and places for the warriors who will man it and stand to defend us against assault must all be set up and built.
Our mission is...
Let us do that. Superior study.
Success depends upon our strength.
Books and scrolls are important, but without the right environment and tools to use to study them, you cannot get the full value out of them. We can add a superior study to our library that will allow those who are trained to utilize the building to its fullest extent.
Our mission is dire.
The lumber mill.
Depends upon our strength. Will you aid us?
Already know that.
What business have you with the Rohirrim?
The meat hall.
Aid the Rohirrim.
The meat hall is rebuilt, but there is much to do in order to bring it to its full glory, yeah. Outdoor enhancement number 5. Interior enhancements.
Rohirrim have need of your services.
This is gonna look really nice. Really looking forward to show you the entirety of the meat hall rebuild.
Our mission is dire.
Okay. The meat hall inhabitants.
Depends upon our strength. Will you aid
Something
us?
that we can once again not see from here. That'll come later. The palisade rebuild.
Rohirrim will need your aid.
So maybe if we stand here, we might be able to see.
Will you aid the horse lords?
Okay, you saw it here, right? The palisade. That's great. So I'm assuming this
The Rohirrim
palisade
need your service.
section will be this one now. No, it was. I know. Let me see.
Aid the horse lords.
No, it was another one. God, this is kind of confusing at times. The stable enhancements.
Rohirrim.
The stable is important, but there is much to do to bring it to usefulness. Horses do not feed and wash and take care of themselves. There are many pieces of equipment needed to properly take care of them. The more of these we get into place, the better a stable we will have, and the better our horses will be. We will need to check that later.
The horse lords.
West Gate enhancement.
The Rohirrim will need your aid.
The West Gate has been rebuilt and now stands firmly, but there is much to do to finish it. Yeah, very similar to the East Gate enhancements. So let us get that out of the way. So now we can see the Tower of the Norcrofts. Where is that tower? Okay, you can see that tower over there.
Will you aid the Rohirrim?
The towers stand, but I do not trust them. Okay, well, it's the same text as the Wold Tower, so we can
Will you aid
keep
the
that.
horse lords?
There we have it. And also the deed for the tower.
Our success depends upon our strength.
And the tent,
You aid us?
which I believe will be over here.
Will you aid the horse lords?
Where are the tents? I didn't see them. Or are those tents located? Ah, okay. Over here, this section over here. So enhancements 1,
Strength.
we can see a little
Aid
of
us.
this from here.
What business have you with the Rohirrim?
Some flowers so far is the only thing I can
Need
see.
your aid. What brings you to these lands?
And now we have the banners.
Our success depends upon our strength.
And now
Will you
the
aid us?
inhabitants
What
of the
business
tent.
have you with the Rohirrim?
So you can check that now. This, oh, I really love this. And once again, doing all this at once might take some of the weight it had seen this come to life bit by bit, day after day. But since we don't have that much time, yeah, we're gonna do all this in one sitting. Tower enhancements 1.
Your aid. What brings you to these lands?
There you go.
The Rohirrim
Tower
need
enhancements
your
2.
services.
That should be the banners.
Our mission is dire.
Yeah, the Norcrofts banners.
Aid the Rohirrim.
This should be the gear that is located inside the tower. And now we can get the soldiers back to the tower too.
Will you aid the horse lords?
And have completed that deed as well. Let us add some townsfolk.
Our success depends
Townsfolk
upon
5.
Will you aid us?
Let's see if we can spot some of these townsfolk appearing
What
after
business
completing the quest.
Rohirrim.
Yeah, over there. Awesome. So, lighting and fences rebuilt.
Aid the Rohirrim.
I think this will be for this district. Makes sense.
Our mission is dire.
No. What part of the fences did we rebuild then?
Our success depends upon our strength. Will you aid us? What
Okay,
brings you
well,
to
at
these
least
lands?
that one I did see. Now let us go with the cottage now.
Rohirrim have need of your services.
Same text. Once again.
What business have you with the Rohirrim?
Here we have it. Rebuild. Looking really nice. Enhancements
Success depends upon our strength.
1.
Will you
What
aid
will
us?
this do?
Will you aid the
Okay.
horse lords?
This good is outside.
Will you aid the Rohirrim?
This should be for interior enhancements.
The Rohirrim have need of your services. What business have you with the Rohirrim?
And now we only need the inhabitants.
Our success depends upon our strength. Will you aid us? What brings you to these lands?
There we go. We can check this from the inside. There you have it. And this has a second floor and everything. So bit by bit, town is coming back to life.
The Rohirrim will need your aid.
Now, houses of the Norcrofts would be this one over here.
Dire.
Oh yeah. So we can do Enhancements 1.
What business have you with the Rohirrim?
Facilities on the outside.
Success depends upon our
Enhancements
Aid
2.
Will you aid the Horse Lords?
Interior Enhancement.
The Rohirrim.
And this one, Interior Enhancement 2.
Rohirrim have need of your services.
Inhabitants
Our mission.
of the houses. And there we go. Let us enter the house and check it really quick. So there you have it. And once again, this one also has a second floor. And now that we have completed the Norcroft, I don't know what would be a good place to grab a picture of this district. Because unlike the Wold, the tents and the tower and the houses are not adjacent to each other. But I think those two pictures are good enough. Now let us go really quick to the Entwash Vale district. Passing through the Wold district. Oh my god, this looks so drastically different. I couldn't have hoped something like this, not even in my wildest dreams, when the devs were initially explaining what Hytbold was. But I think they delivered, they totally delivered on this. The Armory Enhancements.
Rohirrim have need of your services.
Let's get this one.
Your mission is dire.
Eastgate Enhancements.
Need your aid. What brings you to these lands?
Library Enhancements.
Depends upon our strength. Will you aid us?
The structure is rebuilt and ready to be turned into a library. There are many books and scrolls we can gather from across the cities and towns of the Eastemnet. The more we add to our library, the more our warriors can learn, and the better prepared we will be for whatever battles we find in our future. Let us do that. Lumber mill enhancements.
Need of your services.
I don't think we will be able to see this from here. Oh yeah! The wood, some banners, that was great. A superior workbench. The lumber mill allows for woodworkers to ply their craft and create anything from boards to bows to exquisite instruments. The better the quality and tools available on the workbench, the greater quality of item can be produced upon it. We can update and upgrade our lumber mill with a superior workbench that will allow us to craft the finest of goods.
What brings you to these lands?
The smithy enhancements.
Depends upon our strength. Will you aid us?
A smith is only as good as his smithy, and a smithy is only as good as the tools and equipment it holds. There is much we can do to outfit our smithy with new equipment and more tools to allow more smiths to be able to work the forges.
What business have you with the Rohirrim?
Hytbold is one step closer to being rebuilt and restored. Alright. Perfect. Now, Westgate enhancements.
We'll need your aid. Will you aid the Horse Lords?
Okay. What else do we have in here? Let us do some of the palisade.
The Rohirrim have need of your services.
What is this gonna do?
What business have you with the Rohirrim?
This one over here. Okay, that was it. So the palisade in here.
Your aid. What brings you to these lands?
That one over there. On the horizon, that's great. Entwash Vale tent.
Rohirrim have need of your services.
There are many across the Entwash Vale who have been left homeless by the constant raids and assaults. These people have valuable skills and would be a good addition to our developing town. Not to mention they need a new place to call home, and we do not leave our countrymen behind. Okay, the rest of it is...
What brings you to these lands?
Already know. Where are those tents located? Okay, over here. There we go. Enhancements 1.
Rohirrim. What business have you with the Rohirrim?
Nice. Enhancements 2.
Will you aid the Horse Lords?
Okay. The bushes kinda block that from our view.
Need your aid.
Inhabitants of the tent.
Aid the Horse Lords.
There you go. There you can see it. Tower of the Entwash Vale.
Upon our strength. Will you aid us? Will you aid the Horse Lords?
So there we go.
The Rohirrim have need of your services.
And the farmhouse.
Rohirrim will need your aid.
Even the farmhouses just outside of town were not exempt from the orc riders. They burnt everything. All of the Eastemnet is suffering from the attacks, and food is short everywhere. If we are to survive, we must be able to provide for ourselves, and that means the farms must be rebuilt.
What business have you with the...
And of course these farms we cannot see from here once again. Okay, you have more quests for us. Crops.
Our success depends upon our strength.
A farm is nothing but a pile of dirt without crops to grow up on the field. And I do not know about you, but I much prefer the taste of bread over that of dirt. We should plant the fields and prepare them so when the farmers arrive, they are ready for harvest.
Will you aid the Horse Lords?
Okay.
The Rohirrim have need of your services.
The farmhouse is rebuilt, but there is still a great deal of repair to do. The windmills do not have blades, and the farmhouses themselves are empty shells. We are getting close, but we are still not there yet.
What business have you with the Rohirrim? The Rohirrim will need your aid.
The farmhouses are rebuilt, the crops are planted, and it is time to put forth the call for farmers to come and join Hytbold. With them, we will truly be self-sufficient and able to stand upon our own 2 feet. Maybe soon we will have enough food that we can send aid to the others who are in need.
Our mission is dire.
So we have completed the farmhouse of the Entwash Vale, and we have a new need for farmhouses. We also need to do a farmhouse for the Sutcrofts. But I'm not exactly sure where that farmhouse of the Entwash Vale is. So we'll need to check that in just a moment. Lighting and fences.
Rohirrim will need your aid.
Let's see if we can notice a difference.
Rohirrim.
Yeah, there we go. Lighting and fences.
What brings you to these lands?
Over there. Could you see it? Did you see it? Over here? Well, it did happen. What else? Meat Hall outdoor enhancements. Okay.
The Horse Lords.
The townsfolk
Our
6.
success depends upon our strength. Will you aid
What
us?
will this
Our
add
mission
to
is
the
done.
town? Ah, some people over here. Stable enhancements.
Rohirrim have need of your services.
I will check in just a moment.
Business have you with the Rohirrim?
There we go. Now, okay, meat hole interior enhancements. So here we have
Mission
some more of it.
Will you
and-
aid the Rohirrim?
Some more interior enhancements.
Will you aid the Horse Lords?
Meat hole inhabitants number 6.
What business have you with the Rohirrim?
Stable Entwash Vale horses. Okay.
The Rohirrim have need of your services.
Our stable is ready for horses to come and fill it. There are many horses out there upon the plains which have been trained and groomed for a variety of tasks and jobs. Each area of the Eastemnet has their own section of expertise. We should bring in horses trained by each of these areas.
Will you aid the Horse Lords?
Okay. Now let us do the tower really quick here. Enhancements 1.
What brings you to these lands?
The barricades, some of those flowers, the enhancements 2. No, that's not it. Enhancements 2 will have
Success depends upon our strength.
the banners.
Will you aid us?
Yeah.
Aid the horse lords.
Enhancements 3 is the gear inside the tower.
Our mission is dire.
And the inhabitants, the defenders.
What business have you with the Rohirrim?
We have completed that as well.
The Rohirrim have need of your
House of the Entwash Vale rebuild.
Our
Gonna
mission.
see it in just a moment. There we go. So enhancements 1.
We'll need your aid. What brings you to these lands?
Okay, enhancements
Rohirrim
2
need of your services. Our mission
on the inside and enhancements
on our strength.
3 on the inside as well.
What business have
Inhabitants of the house.
Rohirrim will need your aid. What brings you to these lands?
So here we have the house. So that you can check it. Some of the people inside. Now, you might have seen that now that we have fully rebuilt the stables, we also unlocked the ability of adding horses to it. So I think we need to go back to the Wold and Norcrofts district and do just that.
The Rohirrim will need your aid.
So here we have the horses of the Wold. Perfect. And the Norcroft district is right over here, so that we can add the Norcroft horses as well.
The Rohirrim have need of your services. What business have you with the Rohirrim?
There we go. Now we're only missing the Sutcrofts. And they are right over here. Armory enhancements.
Have need of your services.
We cannot see from here. Library enhancements.
On our strength. Will you aid us? Will you aid the horse lords?
The palisade. Okay. Should be this one that we're about to rebuild, right?
The Rohirrim will need your aid. What brings you to these lands?
Yeah, the palisade. And we have completed the palisade and we have a new deed, Hytbold. As you can see right in here, Hytbold. So there are 14 deeds. The palisade, meat hall, the lighting and fences, smithy, tents, towers, lumber mill, armory, townsfolk, library, stable, gates, houses, farms. It seems we still have a lot of things to do. Smithy enhancements.
Will you aid the Rohirrim? What business have you with the Rohirrim?
Okay. Smithy inhabitants.
Rohirrim will need your aid. What business have you with the Rohirrim?
We have completed the smithy as well. What now? The lumber mill enhancement, number 3.
Will you aid the horse lords?
Now, the lumber mill inhabitants.
Success depends upon our strength.
Lumber mill is ready for the woodcutters and workers to move in and begin cutting the lumber into boards that we can use to repair and rebuild the palisades and buildings of Hytbold. None of that can happen without the workers, though. It is time we send out a call across the Eastemnet and get this mill fully up and running.
Our mission is dire.
Okay, so yeah, I'm skipping some of this text, but most of this is really similar to each other, so that's why. Here we have the Tower of the Sutcrofts.
What brings you to these lands?
The tent of the Sutcrofts,
need your aid.
which I think should be over there.
What brings you to these lands?
Yeah, finally. Enhancements for the tent, number 1.
Will you aid us? What brings
Some banners, the fire, enhancements number 2.
Will you aid us? What
Some
brings
tools.
you to these lands?
Inhabitants now.
Depends upon our strength. Will you aid us? Our mission is done.
There you see them. We have completed those tents. What now? Farmhouse of the Sutcrofts. Even the farmhouses just outside of town were not exempt from the Orc Riders. They burnt everything. Yeah, we already know this.
Our mission is dire.
So we'll rebuild this. Crops.
Rohirrim have need of your services. What brings you to these lands? The Rohirrim.
Farmhouse, enhancements.
Will you aid the Horse Lords? Our success depends upon our strength.
Inhabitants.
Will you aid us? What brings you to these lands? Will you aid the Rohirrim?
Superior farmland. A farm can only grow food as good as the land it is upon. We should take 3 of our fields and cover them with premium peat and fertilizer, 1 for pipe wheat, 1 for grains, and 1 for vegetables. Then allow the best of our farmers to grow their crops there.
Will you aid the Horse Lords?
And a superior oven, okay. There are many ways to prepare food and many different tools and ingredients used in doing so, but none are as important as the oven. If you want to make the finest of baked goods and cooked dishes, you need a superior oven with which to practice your craft. I think we should add one down near the farms.
What business?
Good idea.
Rohirrim.
We have completed the farmhouses deed as well. Lighting and fences
Aid the Rohirrim.
rebuilt.
Will you aid the Horse Lords?
And we have also completed lighting and fences. All this is done. A meat hall,
Our success.
outdoor enhancements,
Will you aid us? What business have you with the Rohirrim?
a meat hall, interior enhancements,
Will you aid the Horse Lords?
more interior enhancements for the meat hall.
Will you aid the Horse Lords?
Completed meat hall interior enhancements. That's great. Meat hall inhabitants.
Rohirrim will need your aid. Will you aid the Horse Lords?
Okay, with inhabitants we have also completed the meat hall. Townsfolk
Aid the Rohirrim.
4. God, this is a lot.
What business have you with the Rohirrim?
We have completed townsfolk. West Gate defenders.
Your services.
The West Gate is fully rebuilt and ready to be manned. It is a dangerous post looking out into the hills of the West Wall, and one we will want well guarded, for it is surely where the enemy will march from. Brave warriors will be needed to stand guard. I'm gonna send you some warriors. We have completed the West Gate, and now we need to complete the East Gate that we also have in here.
Need your aid. Will you aid the
We
Horse?
have completed the gate. 8 out of 14 for Hytbold. So,
Our success
no,
depends upon our
not
strength.
this yet.
You aid us.
Horses of the Sutcrofts.
Your aid.
Let us do that.
What business have you with the Rohirrim?
Now let us upgrade the tower. Enhancements
Depends upon our strength.
1.
Will you aid us? Will you aid the Horse Lords? The Rohirrim
Enhancements.
need your services.
2.
Our mission is dire.
Enhancements
Our success
3.
depends upon our strength. Will you aid us?
And
Have you?
inhabitants, defenders.
Success depends upon our strength. Will you aid us? Will you aid the Horse Lords?
We have completed the towers with this. We need to complete the lumber mill, the armory, library, and houses. We are really close.
Rohirrim have need of your services.
House of the Sutcrofts rebuild. So let us check how this house will look.
What business have you with the Rohirrim?
There we go. So, enhancements 1 on the outside.
Will you aid us? Will you aid the Horse?
Some banners, some props. That's looking great. So enhancements 2 for the inside.
Have you with the Rohirrim? Will you aid the Rohirrim?
Enhancements 3.
The Rohirrim will.
Inhabitants.
What business have you?
We have completed all of the houses now. Let me show this last house to you really quick. Really cozy, all these houses. But okay. There are still plenty of things for us to do. I would really much like to get a look at the farmhouses. now that those are fully rebuilt as well. And here we have the gate, which has also been rebuilt. Can we get atop these watchtowers? It would be really nice. Otherwise, well, you know me, I'm a big sucker for crane shots in the sunset. Sunsets in LOTRO are so lovely. Okay, but I would really much like to check the farmhouses while we have some daylight left. Farms of Hytbold. So, farmland. This seems to be like the Entwash Vale farmland. Maybe? I'm just guessing. Here we have some more farmlands. And even some more farmlands over here. You can also see Garsfell there. Okay, so yeah, these are the superior farmlands and ovens. So these are the farmlands of the Sutcrofts. So as you can see, the Entwash Vale and the Sutcroft farms were really close to each other. Unless you're making your way to the farmlands every single time you complete a quest for it, it's really hard to know what kind of changes you're bringing to the table. Not even the LOTRO wiki has a full list of the kind of changes that each quest of Hytbold will bring. They have some of it, especially for the meat hole and those kind of easy areas, but not for all of them. Oh, what is this? Osek, that is in the Wold. Warden in the Norcrofts. We need to do another round and check what else have we missed. The library is fully stocked with all the books and scrolls we could find. It is ready for someone to come in and manage the building, keeping track of the books and helping those who are seeking knowledge to find it.
Our mission is dire.
Completed the library. Very well, I would assume there is something else here in the Entwash Vale. Maybe? Maybe not. No. But now that we're here, we can take a look at the lumber mill, who has been fully rebuilt. Here you have some of the vendors, woodworker, jeweler, some of the Rohirrims. Where is the workbench though? I don't see it. Okay, on the upper level. Okay, there is a workbench down here and another workbench down here and yet another workbench in here. Okay. What are you doing? Get out of there. Okay. Let us go to the Norcrofts district really quick. Just need the lumber mill and the armory, really. Armory, inhabitants, the lumber mill, more inhabitants. And that's basically it for Hytbold. We're really close. Yeah, even if you power level your the rebuilding of town and you do it as fast as you can, you would still be in here for a long while.
We have need of your services.
The lumber mill is ready for the woodcutters and workers to move in and begin cutting the lumber into boards that we can use to repair and rebuild the palisades and buildings of Hytbold. None of that can happen without the workers, though. It is time we send out a call across the Eastemnet and get this mill fully up and running. I think I already had done that.
With the Rohirrim.
Okay, we have completed the lumber mill now. So we were actually missing some inhabitants inside of it. But now the question stands, where do we need to go to complete the armory? I'm not sure. Well, you can see that we have a lot more people than we did last time. But at least we know some of the differences that we are bringing to the table. But once again, we're still missing we are still missing the quest for the armory, and I'm not sure where they are. And you can only get the other class trainers to appear when you have fully rebuilt the entire of town. So let me see here. We have, I think we already have, yeah, we have all the horses. This would be Norcrofts, Sutcrofts, the Wold, and the Entwash Vale. Well, I'm not sure exactly which one is which, but there you go. You can take a look at the meat hall fully revealed now from the outside. We have the milestone at long last, which was really important back in the day. The meat hall takes a long time to load, so let's give it some time. But there you go, the fire and all the people inside. The seat of the Thane. And on top, now take a look at how this ended up. Totally worth it, once again. Okay, the armory. Here we go.
You aid the Rohirrim.
The armory is fully stocked with weapons and armor and ready to defend us against any enemy that assaults our wall. Now we must send out a word across the plains for men and women to come and work in the armory. The weapons and armor will not polish and sharpen themselves.
The Rohirrim have need of your services. Our mission is dire. Our success depends upon our strength.
This is the very last one that we need.
What business have you with the Rohirrim?
Completed the armory and completed Hytbold.
Will you aid the Rohirrim?
And have unlocked the very end of the East Rohan storyline, but I think we'll need to leave that for later because we have spent already a long time in here. Where are the other class trainers though? I thought that would be it for them to show up. But anyway, here we have the class trainers for the Warden set.
Swiftly, but we will aid you as best we may.
Oh, 1+1 Warden damage over time pulses. That looks really nice.
We traveled lightly. Greetings. I am sure we can be of mutual service to one another.
And +1 heal over time. This is really weird. You can hear the class trainers but not see them yet. Anyway, those armor sets were really nice back in the day, but now you will just outlive them really quick. So this is the east gate. So there is no access to town from it, but okay. And here we can finally have the armory the study, and the smithy. Let us take a quick look at all these buildings to end the episode. In the Armory, you will get access to the Forge Master and the Relic Master. Where is the Relic Master though? Or maybe it's in the smithy? I'm not sure, but here you can see it. Yeah, it seems the Forge Master is not in here. This is really a huge building. I didn't notice that before. Here we have the study. A cozy little place. A map of Robanian, Peter study. Okay, really a small place in comparison. And the smithy. Well, I think the Forge Master in the Armory will also function as a Relic Master. Let me double check that, just to be safe. I know. Here we have the Relic Master. It was weird. That didn't show up for me last time I was here, but anyway, there it was. And this has also given us access to the crafting instances.
What brings you to these lands?
And some recipes, but once again, not gonna... I don't think we're gonna spend too much time here. The exact same recipes, I believe. And...
What business have you with the Rohirrim?
Well, not the exact same recipes, or yeah? Yeah, the exact same recipes. So, well, a good source for some extra goodies. And in here, once again, Edgal will have the quest for us to end the East Rohan storyline, but that will come next episode, as we have already once again spent a lot of time just rebuilding Hytbold. So I hope you enjoyed. I for one think Hytbold is great, and it's amazing seeing the town once again come to life piece by piece and knowing that you are the one doing it. It was very rewarding and still kinda is. But yeah, doing this all in one sitting, it has its pros and cons. But once again, I hope you enjoyed what you saw today. Thank you so much for watching today's episode of Citadel Guard Adventures. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you on the next one. Until then, my friends, stay safe, take care, good luck to you all, and I will see you later.